So welcome. This is creating a simple landing page for online selling with SCORE, Kalamazoo, and also Cornerstone Alliance, the Women's Business Center at Cornerstone Alliance, both partners in Southwest Michigan, helping small businesses start, grow, and build. But today our content is going to be on, let me get rid of all these windows, is going to be on too many buttons. Selling online with shoppable landing pages. Now, we are all in a different place with our small businesses. Any of you that are in small businesses can really feel the pain that we're going through. It's different. And if you're a curbside business, we're now calling them curbsides. If you are a retail business, a brick and mortar, your business has changed significantly. And one of the ways that we're relaunching and that we're helping clients to face these new bridges is by deciding whether or not the products and what we have to sell as a small business can be sold online, whether they're physical products, digital downloads, virtual events, virtual painting class. And I'm going to give you some examples of stories that I've heard from both SCORE clients and in other networking meetings that I've been in on. And while it may seem a bit daunting to start selling online at first and collecting payments and all of that, it's complicated, but it can be done. And I think we're going to give you a good head start on that today. If you have a Constant Contact account, you'll be able to play along. If not, as I said before, you'll be able to review a recording of this. And regardless of what Constant Contact plan you have, you will have these tools in place to develop your own shoppable landing page. They do ask that you have a PayPal account before going in there, but you can accept cash at the point of sale. So after today's presentation, it's my hope that you will be able to set up a simple landing page and be able to sell things on it. And it could look something like this. So this is kind of the standard Jack's Barbecue. This is a Constant Contact client, actually. And so they use his product. But this is just a simple Constant Contact landing page. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to cover how to quickly, we only have an hour together, how to quickly create shoppable landing pages. Shoppable, sellable, you can interchange words there. It just means people can buy from your landing page. Be able to show the performance of your landing page so we can show how many sales are coming through there, and then be able to promote your landing page to get more sales using social media, using your website, simply using texting or WhatsApp if you have it. So that's me. I'm actually wearing a South Congress, Austin, Texas t-shirt while fake rock climbing in the Arizona desert. Went on a little desert tour. So I have family spread far and wide, but my passion in my business, Hannah Gold Communications, has been helping small businesses and nonprofits to kind of navigate the marketing waters, and not just today, but for the past 20-something years. And then I joined SCORE as a mentor about 4 years ago and became a certified mentor and found that I really, really liked presenting information out to people, talking about marketing and social media and things that most small business owners just really didn't go to school to do. And I can appreciate that because I would not want to change my own tires on my car. But so I'm your presenter. I've got 30 years of experience in marketing. I taught at Western Michigan University for 16 years. I've owned my own business since 1991. And I have worked for either contracted or short-term employment for multiple nonprofits, Western Michigan University, some other large organizations in and around Southwest Michigan. But enough about me. You don't care to hear that. So I'm going to switch out screens. It's a little bit weird, but it's okay. And I'm actually going to take you right to, there we go, right to Constant Contact. And I'm going to start right from the beginning. And if I go too quickly, I'll try to back up and take another run at it. But if you have a Constant Contact account, your screen will probably look something like this when you open it. And we have the create button, which is exactly what we're looking for. You can't really do anything up here until you create something. And these are all examples of things that I have created in the past. But we want to create new. Well, what if you already have a Constant Contact account and you look at it and it looks like this? Never fear, there's our favorite create button right there. And so today's topic then is to create a landing page. So just take a quick look in here as to all the things that Constant Contact as a marketing platform can do for you. You'll be able to create email messages. So that's a really good way to get the word out about your shoppable landing page to those people who may be interested in your product or service. You can set up email automations to allow people to click or text to join your email list, or to send a coupon for something free on their birthday. Using Constant Contact, you can post to most of the large social media platforms out there pretty flawlessly. We use this quite a bit with SCORE, and it's nice because you can schedule them out a little bit ahead of time, and you can change the captions and the images on each one. You can run social media ads through Constant Contact. I have not done that yet. We don't have an ad budget because we're a nonprofit, but I imagine that it works pretty well. The events tab is what you use to register today. This is the platform that we use for SCORE events. And so again, creating an event and managing an event on Constant Contact is a lot easier in my opinion and much less expensive than using Eventbrite. Constant Contact actually partnered with Eventbrite for a while and then went back to this. You can now do surveys like SurveyMonkey, but what we're here to talk about is landing pages. So however you get to this, whether you go in from this view and go to create, wake up. Yeah, see, it's dawdling on me. I'd rather go the other view anyway. All right, back to the home button. Let's see if this will let me create a new one. There it is. And then landing pages. So either place, you have to start with your create button. So we have two kinds. We have a lead generation landing page, which is basically where if you are a consultant or you have a service to offer, you might publish a white paper or an ebook or something like that, or maybe it's even a book. But you want to allow people a sneak peek at that in order to sign up people to your database, your CRM. I couldn't think of CRM, your customer relationship management tool. You know, in my case, it's an Excel spreadsheet and I have everybody in Constant Contact. But if you were strictly looking to generate leads for a product, a service, an event, you could use this type of landing page, which it just has what's called a lead generation form, which is what you give people when you want to look at something like a download or a white paper, name, address, email. But we're looking at the shoppable page because we want to feature and sell our products. So let's just make a new one. And I actually downloaded some assets to use with you today. So we're going to call this Cheri's House of Mosaic. Okay. And now we can publish it anytime we want. You see there's a drop down here to schedule our publish date. And we can change that at any time we want. So since we're working on this for about an hour, I think I'll leave it there. And I can also publish it earlier if I decide to. Now we're going to take you into the actual builder, the actual editor, if you will. And give that a second to load. And then I'll show you around the page. All right. If you're following along, you should be somewhere around in this general vicinity. If your page is a little slow, I'll take it slow for just a second. But this is your landing page, okay? You have pictures, you have text, so this would be some headline, and then you have some other text. You have another product place. You have a button to add it to the cart. You can add 2 more products down here. And 3 is what Constant Contact will allow you to sell absolutely free as part of your plan. I do have a coupon for you at the end if you're interested. So if you look on the left, these things are designed to be obviously obvious, but they're not necessarily. These are things like adding text, adding images, adding buttons, divider lines, or extra spaces. Okay, so this is bring your text over, drag it where you want it. Pay attention to the pink line. If the pink line is only half as wide as your box, that's all the pink line you're going to get. So wherever it lights up is where that will land. Okay, and I took that from text and I dragged it over here to where I wanted it and I dropped it into place. So these are movable. Click off on the side. Let's put it up here to get started. And we'll look at the other controls in a minute. If you want to add a new image, click and drag that image. And we can move them into columns. I'll show you that in a second. But for just right now, you got that image in there. And you will replace that with your own picture. And I'm going to do all this again. I'm just showing you what the tools do for right now. And then we can move it up, down, scale it, link it to something, lots of things. We're just going to say done. Here's a button. I'll show you that a bit later. The divider I showed you, and the spacer just adds space. It's just an empty block. If you picture these each as a block, you can add that. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do with my page is to start to get a little bit of my look to it. So I'm going to add a logo. And I created a couple of, like I said, some pieces to go with this. And I have them on my desktop. So we're going to scoot out there and I'll show you how to upload an image. These live in the library, by the way. They live right here in the library. And so we're going to go replace, which doesn't really say upload, but trust me, it will. And then we're going to go to the library, which we don't have because we haven't put it in there yet. There's Jack's. And we're going to click upload. Okay, go to my computer, go to my desktop where I happen to have this, and double click. That brings it into this kind of preliminary upload area where if it's too big, too small, too nothing, wrong file format, whatever, you'll get a warning here. It will not allow you to use a junk image. So as you're doing this, you can then add more files down here. And you can then sort them into folders later on if you have hundreds and hundreds. I've never felt the need to do that. I'm pretty good about just scrolling. So the last thing to do to get that into your library is to click upload. And then there's another click which says, are you sure you're done? Are you sure you're done? And you say, yes, I am. Now, this is in our insert image library. Remember, we came from up here, and this is the image we want to use. If you look at it, you can do a couple things. You can edit. I would avoid editing if at all possible. If you have a good, clean logo, you shouldn't need to edit when you get in here. I'll show you just a couple things. No, you know what? I don't want to steer. I don't want to take you down that rabbit hole. All right, so here is our logo. Let's do a quick recap. We first had this image button that brought our blank image in here. We clicked on our blank image because you can't really see to do anything with it unless you click on it. Then we decided to replace the image, and we needed the upload over here on the right so that we could go find our image on my computer. Browse my computer, or you can drag and drop. That works pretty well. Find the logo. I just double click. You can click it and then go back down here to upload files. And once it's there with no warnings, click done. And you have your logo. So whichever one you select is going to allow you to insert. And remember, that was the point of this whole excursion, was to go get a logo that we could insert at the top of our shoppable landing page. Now, when you click, you have a set of controls, and I will let you play with those a little bit because they're not urgent right now. But what's important to see here is that I can change the size by pulling on the edge of this. And I pretty much just cribbed these all off a Google search for you. So I hope I'm not infringing on anyone's rights. Okay, so now we have a logo. It looks like our page is taking shape. So we want to tell people, what is it that this page is going to be about? The way we edit text is very similar to any other platform. You can click and drag to select it. You can drag and select it all and delete it, or you can just triple click. Luckily, they have those functions now, and type that in there. And you'll see, I think don't miss out on these limited time discounts. I think it needs an exclamation point, but I think that can be our opening copy. So that is our header, or what we would call a header. This is to grab people's attention. While we're in here, some of this will look very similar to a Microsoft Word or a Microsoft Excel document. You've got font choices. Stay away from Courier, that just looks terrible. And the simpler the better. So we try not to use something like that because it would look horrible on a small phone format. So you're really better off sticking with a font that's easily readable at any size. I'm going to go with Arial because I think it's a perfectly good font. When you're creating the size too, it's important not to get it so big that it stacks itself 5 lines long for your headline. So we're going to leave it about 26 here. But this black color is not doing anything for me. So I have 2 options that I can play with under color. I can change the color of the font or the actual letters. Let's see, we have more of a blue thing going on here. Or with that font selected, I can change the background and then click done to save. So while that doesn't necessarily look like I would use it that way, it's a demonstration of how to use both the text tool and the fill tool. And you clear that color right here. And then you have bold, italic, underline. You can really mess up people's readability by doing that though. Try to limit yourself, try to hold back, don't do all 3. And then you can uppercase, lowercase, shift case. These are important. These were new, relatively new. These are alignment. Obviously, if you want a left align, center align, right alignment, or justified if you have a paragraph. You can now apply bullets, take them off by clicking them off. And you don't want to try to do your own. Just let this machine do it. Don't even ask questions. There are some things that are a little bit tough. Numbers, if you need to number something, put that there. This link button will be important in a minute, but just know right now that I can embed, I can make this, just these words right here, I can link them to a web page. So if I wanted to link back to Cheri's Mosaics for You web page, I could type my web page link in there. Put it right in here. If I wanted to send have you send me an email us for more details. I can go here and I can actually enter my email at my company. So these are going to be helpful. You can have people download or you can take them to a landing page. These are going to be helpful if you have things that you need to communicate through a clickable link. All right. So you have one more thing of body text here, and that's talking about what your lead-in is. And here's something I want to point out. I had this question about designing landing pages for older adults, and this is something that is important no matter what age you're marketing to. For some reason, Constant Contact has set up all of their templates with this 50 to 60% gray being the color of the typeface. So I always, I can't even repeat that enough times, I always go in there and turn that to black. So look at this example right here. And now watch what it does when I undo it. See the difference just in readability? Don't do that to your readers. Make it all black text. Okay, enough of a rant. Okay, so here we have a cute little divider line. That's great. And this was stuff that we added, but we don't really have to do anything with this yet. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, and to get anything activated, you either have to click it or you have to hover over it. There's just so many little secret hidden things. But we just know where the trash can is because that's what we were after. And this one is the trash can. Phew, okay. Are you confused yet? Believe me, this takes a lot less time when you've been doing it as long as I have. So I'm going to give you a second here to just think about what you want to put in here. This is your call to action. Let me talk about that for a second while you guys are noodling around. Your call to action is, what do you want me to do, your visitor, your customer, when I see this page? So the call to action here is actually, don't miss out. So it's these 3 words, don't miss out, okay? No one wants to be left behind. It doesn't say buy now, shop now, buy online. It says don't miss out. Without a call to action, your customers might get this or find this or land here and go, yeah, okay, so what? Okay. So we know we have some category and category. We'll talk about those in just a minute. So here are the 3 freebies that you get from Constant Contact at the basic $20 a month plan. And you can sign up for Constant Contact. I'll give you a code at the end. You can sign up for free and try it for a month and don't even put in your credit card. So they are very nice about letting you play around with it before you jump in. So let's talk about how to get our products in, okay? Let's add our first product. So like I said, I put some images down here in my drive to bring in for this. And all I need to do is click on the image. Okay, so the button is here. We'll worry about that in a minute. But the image is how I get the insert product. And right here is where you put in your first product. So I'm going to click insert product, and I have other products that I'm going to use, but I'll show you this one just as a quick example. So I have yellow rubber duckies, and I have brought those in under manage products. You won't be able to do that yet. I'm just showing you what it will look like. All right, so now we have a product, but what do we do with this product? We have got to get to the manage products page. We've got to get to the manage products page, okay? So if you're done here and you can't find that, it's because you're going to need to use another block. You're going to need to use an action block, and this is a product. So I'm going to take this product out, and I'm going to insert a new product. All right, good, that worked. I'm never sure because I've done this a few hundred times, but you can never really count on it. All right, so now we'll do that again. So we have a product, and remember it came built with 3 products, but I wanted to show you what this block would do if you're creating your layout. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to insert product, and then I'm going to go to manage products. So swing along with me here. This is where our products live. This is our store manager, if you will. This will be your settings dashboard, and this is where you will control everything like discounts, variants, advanced features. But right now we need to add a product, and there's a big blue box, blue X at the bottom right of your screen that says add or import. So if you have a whole list of products, I have not done that, so I cannot demo that to you, but I have done add. And I have these 2 handy products that I drew up here. One is a sunflower mosaic. I'm going to just drop it all in one place, and then see, this is how I cheat, cut, and paste. So I had this all prepared in Word. I copied and pasted it all where I knew it would accept the most characters. And now, instead of retyping it, I can copy and paste, cut and paste, And if you have any shipping charges, those can be there. Okay, so now I have to delete some of this. Oh, because I have more description down here. Okay, so I'm going to take all the rest of this now. I'm going to put it in the long description. And here, just like anywhere else, you'll see some things that you can adjust. Bold, italic, underline, rotate. I don't know why you would, that must be undo, not rotate. Alignment, bullets. So you can customize this to look how you want it to look. And if you have that product, go off, turn off. And you want it to be visible on your website, you're going to want to put that there. Allows you to choose the physical product. In this case, yes, it is a DIY art kit. So I am going to use physical product. If it were a digital product, for example, a yoga class, paint by number sipping wine class, another webinar where people are charging, then that would be a digital product. But right now we're dealing with a physical product. Here's where we get to put our picture in. And I do have a picture of a mosaic that I will add to this platform. Go to my landing pages, and there's the sunflower mosaic. So again, just went and found it, went to add images, which doesn't say upload. I know, I don't know why they can't be consistent. Went and browsed my files, found the one I wanted, clicked open. Well, I have two, but that's okay. All right, and hover over it if you need to change it or edit. So we're going to get rid of one of those. We have, let's finish this one. We have some advanced settings. If you have a discount, you want to take 10% off. So instead of, you see it calculated that automatically. Instead of $139, it's now $125.10. Everybody loves a discount. Everybody loves a discount. All right, and on the banner, it will say like new in stock now. And I don't know if you've tried to order any painted home kits, but none of these things that I'm showing you as examples were even available right now. If you have a SKU, you can enter your SKU in. This will help you with tracking your inventory, obviously. And then they're trying to put you into a category here, and you might not have one yet. So I would ignore this until you have more than one or two items. So I had rubber duckies, for example, and I categorized them as plastic. I'll show you that in a minute. We don't think that you need that right away. And then you can also calculate the weight here for, I guess you can't do 0.5 pounds. Sorry. And I have a habit of clicking products. Come back to the product store. Did I lose that one completely? You booger. Okay, so this is sunflower mosaic. $139. I'm just gonna take part of this and put it down here because I hate having limits on the amount of words. I had this right before, you guys. Oh, and then I missed the save button. Add the image. We've got the file now, so we can just pop that up. And it puts it in there. We said our discount was 10%. New in stock now. It is taxable, and this will calculate whatever state's tax that you are in. If it is shippable, or it can be available for local pickup only. If you turn shippable off, that means it's for local pickup. If you're doing a curbside, painting, yoga, coffee, ramen noodle combination of things with some other businesses, then that might be eligible for local pickup. We're gonna make it shippable for now. We don't have a SKU, we don't have a product category, and we're only gonna type in 1 pound for the weight. Okay, so the save button is at the top. Let's look at variants before we save. Variants are basically additional versions of the same product. Okay, I'm going to save my site. Good for you. and then I'm going to add a variant. So this variant, they give you some standard variants, UK shoes and clothing and stuff, but you could say style, and it could be colors. So perhaps you have a sunflower variant, and one is in red, and you have a sunflower variant in green, and one is in green. You would have to know these numbers, and I have the reds written down here and the yellows, but I'm not that close to on brand that I couldn't just closely eyeball a color if I was doing something like this, unless you have an exact color, in which case we're happy to use it. So now that sunflower mosaic is available in dark red or medium green. Now we know it's really not, but that's what it's, that's to show you what the variants are. So let's go through that one quick last time. Okay, so we added a product. This is our product, and we can go back and edit. We should say this is a kit. Everything you need is in the box, and I like that. It's visible. I'm going to include shipping because, well, because include shipping. If you can at all, include shipping. I'm going to give a discount. It's new in stock now. And then I'm going to save and publish my changes. Whew, okay. So now if I come back here, remember where we were on this landing page in Mosaics for You? I now have a product. Okay, so the end goal here was to insert the product. And there it is. And let's see what it does when it goes in there. And there is my description and my style and my 10% off and anything else I might want to say. And remember, done means save. So how about that? Let's go throw a couple more products in. I do have this one over here. I had to get two. This one is called Love by the Lake. And I don't know these artists, or I would really want to give them some kudos. Okay, let's put it in the text first. So double clicking and pasting doesn't work in here very well. Go to insert product. We're going to go get a new product. Remember, we have to go to manage products. We've got to go to this other dashboard, and this is how you get to it. If your product isn't there, you've got to go get that number 2 and number 3 product. And remember to look for this big blue X at the bottom, and that's where you click the add. So we're going to add one more. Oh, sorry, I have too many products. I have to delete one. Aw, I was having fun there for a second. Yes, we're only allowed 3 on our demo here, so we can delete not the duckies, not the duckies. Okay, let's go back here. So everything is good here. We published this, and we now want to add our second product, which I have here. Love by the Lake. Okay, so we take the name again, pop it up here, take the price, get rid of these extra spaces, pop it in over here. Remember, this was too long, so I'm cutting and pasting. Just took it right out of my Word document. Just took it right out of there, and I don't feel a need to do anything here, although let's try it just to see what happens. Let's make this bold. Let's make that. We could actually make this into a bulleted list. 8 by 10, return, return, return. I have no idea what a glass nipper tool is, but it looks interesting. Okay, let's go find that artwork. Remember, we have to go add image. I did that really fast, sorry. Click to upload images. Add image. Browse files. That takes us out to our desktop. And there is Love by the Lake. All right, do I have any, yeah, it's 10% site-wide this week only. 10% site-wide. Maybe even say 10% off. I don't have a SKU, I don't have a category, and I'm not shipping anything that weighs more than 1 pound. Okay, it is shippable and it is taxable. So now I will save and publish those changes. I'm in the store. Remember, our page is over here. We can put this product in now, but I want to go through a couple things in the store. One of those was the category. Remember, I had the plastic category that the rubber duckies were in, and we didn't have any other categories that we could sort them in. This would be important if you had multiple categories of products that you're going to sell. So let's say, for example, Umami Ramen has a takeout meal package that you can prepare at home, and it might have one that's vegetarian, one that's chicken, and one that's beef. So theoretically, you could create a category called chicken, if you could type. And then the parent category I don't have because I just want chicken. But now when I get to this ducky and it asks me, remember that question that we didn't have an answer for at the very bottom? It asks me what product category should this rubber ducky go in? I can say chicken. So now, come on, let go of me. All right, now I can go up here. And now when people are searching on my website, they'll be able to see, at least if it would fire properly, they'll be able to see that it is also in the chicken category. Well, you know what? I had trouble with this one earlier, which, oh, there we go. All right, see there now in there again. Okay. So some important things in here include your settings. And this is where you're going to enter in your general company information. And I've already done this, or I would walk you through this. I'm really sorry. They won't let me make a whole new thing here. But you have a flat rate for shipping, or you charge per product. So if it's flat rate, it would be nothing, obviously. Settings, more settings, new order email. This is where my orders will be sent when someone orders from my website, from my landing page. So the minute someone orders, this email, and you can edit this, is where that order notification is going to go. Make sure this is monitored by someone. Your tax rate is on and will automatically calculate to your zone. And here you can edit your payment. I wanted to show you this. I cannot do PayPal or Stripe, but if you have a PayPal account, you can activate it. It's 2.9% plus a 30-cent per transaction fee, which isn't horrible. Stripe is the same. We set this up to be cash on delivery so that if you're selling curbside and you don't want to incur these fees, you can set it up to be cash on delivery, and it will let them pay you when they get there. And you can take that over your traditional credit card or check method or cash method if you want. We did look a little bit at discounts. I don't have a discount code here. If you wanted to offer, your painting kits to kids in high school and really market to kids in high school, you could create a discount code here that says free high school for them to come and get a free lesson. But it would only be distributed, of course, to those people in that target audience that you would want to get a discount, because you don't want to give everyone a discount. Global variants, unless you're working with clothing, you're not even going to worry about this. These are the choices that they say you have, and this is what you can use on a global scale that will coordinate with everybody everywhere, theoretically. Okay, then we have advanced, which allows you to use this integration called Shippo and actually print your labels and track your packages. That is an option. You know you can create discounts. You saw that. We saw how to offer small, medium, large called variants or global variants. We saw how to organize our categories. We had plastic and we had chicken. I'm not sure why, but plastic and chicken. And then this is another inventory management software add-on that you can purchase to help you with your sales if you don't like any of the other ones. So let's see what it looks like when I get an order. This is an order I placed with myself for a rubber duck on April the 27th. So this has been in. Payment status is waiting. This is the email. The payment provider will be cash on delivery. There's no transaction fee charged to the client. My total is $35.30. So when I click on this, as the seller, remember we're in the orders here under Manage Store, I click on this, I can then fulfill this item. So if I turn that off and I say print address label, look at that. It's going to print me an address label. I don't have a printer hooked up right now, but I can then mark as shipped. I can cancel someone's order if they want. I can set the status. If it's completed, I can set it completed, including a tracking ID, and that'll go in the email that you send out to your customer. And I did do this. I will do it. I have. Remind me at the end to show you what the confirmation email looks like. It just looks like any other confirmation email. And then you can check out the customer details here for that particular order, the history for that particular order, but that's only in Manage Store. So to get back to our page, well, I don't even know how to get you there from here, I guess. I always have two windows open. So once you're working in here, this new window is going to open as soon as you try to manage. All right, so we have a cover, we have a logo, we have a call to action, we have product 1. Now let's add product 2. Go to insert product, Love by the Lake, insert you, and there you go. Remember when we put these bullets in to make it look a little bit different? So this one happens to be a vertical product. Let's save. This one happens to be a vertical product. So in order to look fairly nice together, then this one would want to be a vertical product. Otherwise, you might want to change that layout around a little bit. But so there's your second product. And then I'm going to use the rubber duckies because that's the last one that I have. But they're $10 a dozen now. They're on sale. All right. And I'm going to say done. So if I publish this, this is called Cheri's Mosaics, and it is for fun, and it will go to admin only, who are my contacts. I'll show you this really quickly. You can put your customers' database, you can upload your database into Constant Contact, and then you can segment them by who are the clients, who are the workshops, who are in Benton Harbor in this case. I use it again, like I said, for a little bit of CRM. And then it gives you the opportunity to create a custom URL if you like. Your Facebook pixel ID, default for expiration, they let it sit for 6 months, but you can update it and turn it off, or you can set your own expiration date. Sorry, I skipped over that. Facebook pixel ID, that would be going to Facebook and getting your pixel and inserting it here so that you can remark it potentially. And your Google tracking ID, which would keep track of visits to your website based on how these leads took people to your website. So Google tracking does your Google Analytics. Facebook pixel would show you how many people came from Facebook. Oh, I just didn't really want that. I was teasing you. I did not want a custom URL. All right, and let's take a look at what it looks like. And then I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I think we're going to take some questions. So this has been published. You can take a look here. You can look at all the details. You can see the page title, the campaign type, so it's not a newsletter, it's not an event. You can see who it's going to, and then this landing page URL is what you can use to share this page wherever you want. If you scroll down, this will be your analytics, this will be your reporting. It will tell you how many visits people made, how many orders they placed, how much money you made, total projects, and I like this one, desktop mobile, just to see where people are looking at my stuff. Here are all the products that are on sale on my page. And no, I haven't yet, but let's take a look at how we share our landing page. I know Score's landing page is going to get this, or Score's account is going to get this and go, what have you done? Let me see if I can do a quick connect. Yeah, I know, it's okay. You can put it on my page. And then it just shares it right out. Let's put it on my business page. And then it just shares it right out. And I'm not going to create the whole post, so I'll cancel back out of that. But you can see that that works like that. And then if you lose your campaign like this, their back buttons are pretty useful. You can get back if you keep clicking. But if you ever get really, really lost, just look for the little arrow up here, the little feather up here in the corner. And that will take you to your home. All right, so we have shared, we have previewed. We can unpublish under here, we can print, we can copy, we can edit the site. Oh, that's important. This is where you get your edit site button. So see, this is published. Cheri's house can change the name however we want. This is published. This is promote if you want to run an ad. But this is your edit button right here. And then let's just view it. So let's look at it under preview. No, I don't. Constant contact, don't annoy me. So here's what it's going to look like on a desktop computer. Remember, we don't have a lot here because that would be another hour's worth, but you can certainly look up Constant Contact's YouTube channel, and they have a lot of these same, oh, come on. They have a lot of these same workshops recorded there, again, with some of the other details. Well, I'm going to preview it, I guess, because it's not being kind. Promised I would show you two more things, layouts. And here's a coupon, which we may want to use. So let's start with that. So each one of these is just what it looks like. This is a big chunk of text. This is a chunk of text with a box behind it, whose color you can change. So if I click and drag again, drag and drop. Yep, I'm not happy with the way you're functioning for me there, buddy. Let's go down here. Nope, I didn't like that. Not sure why. Section heading. Oh, all right. That's not text. I should read what I'm doing. That is the section heading. So it's going to be large, and according to this template, it's going to be white on orange. That is heading. So these are the layouts. This is your basic text. I'm sorry, I led you astray. A feature article can be, if you're doing a newsletter, you'll see some of these same functions. So you can add a picture, type in your story here. Oh, and I promised I would show you how to do this link. So you've got a story, and this is universal, whether you're doing a landing page or a newsletter, if you go and use the newsletter segment. So if I select this, it says text link. This is where do I want clicks to go. If I highlight this, remember I showed you this link button here, and I want them to email it to me. I can type cheri.bales@scorevolunteer.org. And then anyone who clicks on this, and we're having trouble with this preview thing, can email me. So when I click that, it should pop open an email message to me. Wow, okay, thoroughly confused. I hope not. There's so much here that we could do, and I could do a whole nother a whole nother webinar on, you know, just how to fulfill this, how to make it pretty. I mean, you can go in here and change colors, and we have these little buttons on the side, but this is what you need to get started. This will get you up and running with at least a few items on a page that you can then begin to sell. So as you're doing it, I have a couple things to remind you of, and then I'll do questions. Incorporate your logo and colors. Use your colors palettes. If you know your colors, use those colors. Use your logo. Use really, really good pictures. Remember, the landing page should show how you're helping to solve a problem. What's the call to action? What do you want me to do? Why should I do it? Why do you make my life better? Why should I care is a question that I sometimes say when I get these kinds of orders or get these kinds of emails. But your landing page needs to really solve a problem. It's good marketing strategy to find a problem and then solve it. Don't forget about using variants. You may not have variants. You may be fine with just your straight up products. And don't forget to promote your page on social or otherwise. This is a pretty simple code, free website and the numeral 4. If you are already a Constant Contact subscriber or subscribe to the basic $20 plan, they will upgrade you for free so that you can use all these other cool tools. And they actually have a website tool now. I think anyone can build a website right now. Basically, keep in mind, I have to plug Constant Contact because, as we mentioned at the beginning, they have all of these wonderful platforms in place for you, which I'm happy to help with. That's me. So if, John, you're still here, I will take whatever questions I can field, and we can stay on for an extra minute if we need to.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. I was trying to break in a little bit earlier. So we've got a couple questions. I'll just start with the most recent one from Carol Blacken. She's had a Constant Contact account for the past 2 years, used to create emails only because I have a website via Shopify. Does Constant Contact interface with Shopify?
I believe it does. I can check really quickly because they have this button. I'm still on screen, right? You can still see me?
Yes.
Okay, there's this button right here, Carol, called Integrations.
Yep.
And yeah, I know. I'm not worried about saving that. And when you go here, it's going to show you all kinds of things. And look at what the very first one is. Connect your shop. So I would say yes, if you go in here and you click connect your shop and connect your account information, that those two should work together pretty well.
All right, that's good. Another question that came up, well, number one, there's going to be a recording available for this that the link will be sent out to everybody who signed up. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. There was a question about the credit card fees, and I think you covered it in terms of the two different services that Constant Contact allows you to use, and that's just a set fee rate. Is that correct?
Correct. That's PayPal charges you to use their service. Constant Contact doesn't charge you to use PayPal, but PayPal collects, and then there's a 30-cent activation charge or transaction charge that Constant Contact collects. So they just get the 30 cents per order.
Okay. And there are two of those type of questions. Then there's a question about, is there any professional help to build a page with Constant Contact or other third-party vendors?
Well, it depends on what you mean by professional. I mean, there are people like me. We're certified in Constant Contact, and we're kind of all over the country. If you wanted to work with someone like myself, we can work with it. We can set up pages to your specifications. Also, Constant Contact itself has a stellar knowledge base. They have videos and they have how-tos, and I have found that to be really helpful. My third resource would be just jump in and do it. And then when you run into something you can't figure out, click the chat button. Because I have to say, and I've been working with Constant Contact over 10 years, but I have to say I am always impressed with their customer service. So they have literally in the past have taken a design that I was struggling with and said, well, hold on a minute, created a copy, fixed it the way I wanted it to look, and then said, okay, now go take a look. So there's a lot of ways. It's fairly straightforward if you know you have to hover over things and click on things to see the tools. It's not knowing that those tools are hidden that often impedes people's progress. So yeah, lots of options. My number is in my email is right there. Just shoot me out an email and we can talk. And then notice at the bottom, the Constant Contact free. That's a no credit card required. That's a chance for you to jump on an account right now and just play with what we just learned with no obligation whatsoever. Other
Excellent.
questions?
And there's a question about bulk uploads for products rather than entering in SKUs one by one. Do you know if there's a mechanism for a bulk upload?
I did see that. I did see that on this manage store page. We'd go to products. And then I think it was in here. I think import would do it. Yeah, remember we wanted to be, you see, I'm not in the right place, but to upload all of them at once, you can upload a CSV, Google, any others. It's the business plan, which is $20 a month. That's the basic business plan. So I don't think I have it through the SCORE account. I have a different kind of plan, so they wouldn't allow me to do that. But yeah, it looks like that's pretty straightforward. If you get into the account and you just click on add, we went to products, add, and we have the opportunity to import them. And then you might need to do a little bit further setup with Constant Contact.
And then there was a question about going back to the summary key points page.
Yes.
Could you do that? Now, at the same time, while you're doing that, when people get the link, are they also going to get a copy of at least your presentation? It won't cover the video part of how you went through it. That'll be on the recording, but I'm assuming that we can make the PowerPoint slide available.
We sometimes can, but these are huge, huge files because of all the transitions and everything, and there's not really much here. I can just, I mean, that's pretty much the only text that's there is just that little bit. So I can get you that, certainly. Is this the list we wanted to go back to?
On the summary of the key points, do you have a summary page?
This one.
Right there, yeah.
Perfect. What was the question? Just wanted to look at it again?
Maybe just stay on that page
Okay.
for
Yeah.
a little bit.
And I'll talk about what this is too. You know, you have a brand, and when your product or your business has a brand, you need to stay true to that, as true as you can. So getting a good, clean logo that you can use and making sure you're using colors that, if they're not exact, are at least close. Just, you don't see McDonald's branding in green and purple. So, and then the landing page text, I think that's the messaging, and that's part of, we're going to be doing another one of these next Monday. I think, which one is it, John? Is it 5-step marketing strategy? Not sure yet. Stay tuned. You'll get an invitation. Another one of these Monday, but that's going to go into more depth on the marketing strategy. But overall, that landing page is like a display ad in the newspaper, only people can click on it and spend money. So it needs to yell at people, hey, special deal, hey, limited offer. And if we use the Jack's Barbecue, his had a really great limited offer because he had ribs. He had takeout ribs, and you had to order online, pay online, and then you would get your descriptions for picking them up. But the problem is nobody can, go out and eat in a restaurant. And as a restaurant owner, that's crushing. So if we can solve a problem, it's not as much fun going out to eat right now, but we can provide you still with the great food, then, we have a sale. And then the variants, that's really only going to be important to you if you have all different kinds of sizes and styles of a particular product. So if you have 7 SKUs of Yoda, Baby Yoda socks, you have 7 different SKUs of Baby Yoda, and you want to categorize it by Baby Yoda, then your variants are going to be color, style. More than likely, you won't even need to use that if you just use your regular products. And then promoting your page, both free on your website, in your email messaging. There's another workshop too. That's another Monday one coming up, is setting up email marketing with Constant Contact.
So we've got a couple questions related to that.
Fire away.
One is a landing page just a one-page website?
Literally.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
And kind of a little bit related to that, is there a way to limit who enters this link, like setting a user and a password?
Oh, so gateway the purchase?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe by using remember when we first started, let me look. When we first lit this up, we had the option. Do you remember we had a lead generator form? Remember we had 2 kinds of landing pages, but we had this lead generation form and we had this shoppable landing page. This could be your pre-qualifier. So in other words, if you really want to order, let's say I have a high-end product, I have a $10,000 whatever. I don't want everybody just going on the shoppable page and leaving all these open-ended orders and nobody ever committing and me having to follow up. I totally get that. So I would use a lead generation page that says, thank you for showing an interest in our product. We would like to speak to you personally about it, or send you direct information that we're not sharing with the entire world. That also makes me feel special as a customer. Please give us your name and email. And then you follow up to that with if it's a really private page and you don't want the whole world out there, you just follow up with a link to your landing page then, but ask them not to share it. I guess I've never thought about it, but that would be the process I would follow. If it were a high ticket thing and I needed to pre-qualify people ahead of time, I would use that lead generation, and then I would stay on top of it, and I would be back in touch with those lead gen forms within a couple of minutes.
Very good. And then somebody would like to see how to get the coupon for the constant contact.
Oh, okay. Let me go back to that. This is the promo code free website 4, and that is valid March 20 through September 20. And you purchase, basically they're giving you the next level up for free. So if you purchase your basic plan, they're going to give everybody this website builder for free so that you can create shoppable landing pages. So you are eligible for 3 products at the base level. So let's say you do it for a month and you love it and you sign up at $20 a month because you have 500 people on your email list. They're going to let you use the next level tools for free, at least through September. And then this is me. And then I did want to give a shout out again to our sponsors today, the Women's Business Center at Cornerstone Alliance. They especially champion women in business. SCORE, as you know, is us locally. Kalamazoo and Southwest Michigan chapter covers 7 counties, and we are the on the boots, on the ground nonprofit arm of the Small Business Administration. John, do you have any more questions?
Looks like that's everything.
That's wonderful. Well, on behalf of SCORE and the Women's Business Center, we appreciate their participation. We appreciate your participation, and definitely watch your inbox for a recording. And I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for joining. My name is Cheri Bales. If you have any questions, you can reach me at cheri@cheribales.com. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. So there. John, you still there?
Yeah, I am. Why don't you give me a call on my phone?
Okay, bye.